Queen Camilla has reportedly been deposed after a shocking truth revealed by Princess and shook the monarchy to its foundations. For years, the monarchy has been balanced on centuries-old traditions, but now it faces an unprecedented challenge. The scandal has left everyone wondering whether the royal family is in danger. As tradition meets rebellion, royal events are typically governed by strict etiquette. Bowing and curtsying are not just polite gestures, they are symbols of submission to the monarchy's rigid hierarchy. Traditionally, women in the royal family bow to those who outrank them. At a recent high-profile event, expectations were clear. As the monarch's wife approached, the steadfast royal, known for her unwavering adherence to protocol, was expected to perform the traditional curtsy. Instead, she offered a polite nod and moved on. For casual observers, this might seem trivial, but for royal watchers, it was seismic. That brief gesture would ripple through the royal institution. The small but loaded act was seen as a statement. Was it a sign of resistance against the Queen Consort's role, or perhaps a nod to the modernizing younger royals like Prince William? Whatever the motivation, the implications are massive. Some interpreted the action as a subtle rebellion, while others saw it as a refusal to fully accept the consort's elevated status. Either way, this small act of defiance has set the stage for larger debates about tradition and modernization within the monarchy. The Queen's coronation arrangements also caused ripples in the royal pond. Reports suggest she brought her own family into prominent roles, sidelining traditional royal practices. This decision did not sit well with the dedicated princess, who is fiercely committed to preserving the monarchy's legacy. Insiders claim that the move was viewed as a breach of royal protocol, reflecting a deeper clash of values. Royal expert Tom Bauer has hinted that dissatisfaction with recent changes is not an isolated issue. Even Prince William is rumored to have voiced frustrations about the consort's approach during King Charles's coronation. William's speech reportedly included veiled criticisms, highlighting the discomfort surrounding her role. This public tension underscores how divided the family appears behind their polished facades. To understand the friction, we need to rewind to the 1960s, when the Queen Consort was mingling with London's elite. At this time, she was linked to Andrew Parker Bowles, the consort's future husband. When Charles entered the picture, things got complicated. The romance between Charles and the consort famously began during this period, adding layers of awkwardness to their dynamic. Her relationship with Andrew fizzled, partly due to royal constraints. Andrew's Catholic faith posed a barrier, while his flirtations with the princess may have pushed the Queen Consort toward Charles. This tangled web of relationships created an undercurrent of tension that continues to linger today. Fast forward to 2005, when Charles and the consort tied the knot. The frosty demeanor of the steadfast royal at the time did not go unnoticed. Reports suggest that she gave the Queen Consort the cold shoulder during royal gatherings, reflecting discomfort with the union. Even Queen Elizabeth skipped the wedding ceremony, a rare move that spoke volumes about the lingering tensions. Body language experts observed a distinct chill in post-wedding photos. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip avoided close interactions with the couple, and the princess's frosty expression only fueled speculation about her feelings toward the consort. This was not a one-off occurrence, as she reportedly had a similarly distant attitude toward Princess Diana, highlighting her traditionalist views. Ironically, the royals' own actions may have paved the way for the Queen's rise. In 1992, she became the first royal to divorce and remarry, breaking a long-standing taboo. This bold move set a precedent that arguably made it easier for Charles and his consort to formalize their relationship years later. Despite this, her trailblazing actions do not appear to have softened her stance on her brother's wife. The stalwart royal's no-nonsense approach to royal duties starkly contrasts with the consort's more modern, often divisive style. She has dedicated her life to upholding royal traditions, while the Queen's journey has been marked by public skepticism and private challenges. These differing philosophies have fueled tension, with each woman representing a different side of the monarchy. The princess's weariness of the consort has reportedly extended into recent years, and sources suggest she sees her as opportunistic. This view has been intensified as the Queen's responsibilities have grown. Reports from 2021 claim that the princess felt sidelined, lamenting a lack of private moments with Charles. This perceived distance may have reinforced skepticism about the consort's intentions. Despite these tensions, there have been glimpses of mutual respect. Following Prince Philip's passing, the princess and the Queen reportedly united to support King Charles's vision for the monarchy. Body language experts noted moments of camaraderie during public appearances, suggesting that shared duties might be bridging their differences, at least superficially. Royal protocol remains a hotbed of debate. In 2005, Queen Elizabeth approved a rule placing princesses born into the royal family above those who marry in, including the consort. The traditionalist royals' vocal support for this rule was seen as a pointed move to cement her own standing. While time and circumstances have softened some tensions, the hierarchy's nuances still shape relationships within the family. Now, the spotlight turns to a young royal shaking up the family, the rise of a modern monarch. You've got centuries of pomp and ritual, a crown balancing on a pile of old rules, and then smack in the middle, there's Princess Charlotte, a kid with more spark than the fireworks at Buckingham Palace. It's like someone decided the royals needed a remix, and boom, there she is. She's bold, bossy, and already causing a stir before she's even hit her teens. Born on May 2, 2015, the young royal didn't waste time fading into the background like some beautiful little princess. Nope, she's got that natural pull, the kind where cameras can't look away and people start whispering, what's she going to do next? Even as a baby, she seemed different. By the time she could walk, she was stealing the show with confidence that would make even her ancestors, those with all the stiff portraits, sit up and pay attention. This isn't just another kid in the royal lineup. The spirited young princess is already being called a game changer, which is a big deal in a family that usually sticks to the script. There's tradition, and then there's this child, who seems ready to grab tradition by the scruff and give it a good shake. She's got that fiery attitude, the kind that tells you she's not here to play the quiet sidekick. Case in point, at just 3 years old, she casually told photographers they weren't invited to her brother Louis's christening. Think about that, most toddlers are figuring out how to share toys, and here's this pint-sized royal laying down the law. That wasn't just a cute moment. It was a sign of things to come. She's not the type to sit in the back seat and let life happen, she's steering the royal ride, and she knows it. Her dad, Prince William, has apparently taken note. The guy's been around royalty his whole life, and even he's reportedly struck by her natural leadership vibe. She's the kind of kid who doesn't just take charge, she owns the room. Among her siblings, she's the one who's been described as the boss, even when her older brother George is in the mix. That's not just personality, that's potential. Here's where things get interesting. Thanks to the Perth Agreement of 2011, the rules of royal succession had a major shake-up. It used to be that boys automatically outranked girls, but not anymore. This trailblazing royal is the first British royal girl to hold her spot in line, even with a younger brother in the picture. That's historic. It's like the monarchy finally caught up to, well, basic fairness, and it puts her in a position unlike any royal girl before her. Now, let's stir the pot a little more. People can't help but draw parallels between this rising star and her late grandmother, Princess Diana. The two share a love for dance, for starters, and there's this unshakable charisma they both seem to carry. Diana was known for connecting with people, breaking through the royal stiffness with genuine warmth. This young royal's got that same magnetic charm. She's already winning over the public with her playful confidence and a smile that says she's up to something. But comparisons are a double-edged sword. Diana's legacy is a big one to live up to, and it's already casting a long shadow over the young princess. Will she embrace it, or will she blaze her own trail? The pressure's there, no doubt about it. And while she's still young, every move she makes is being dissected and debated. People are already wondering if she'll challenge the royal rulebook or stick to the script. Speaking of challenges, let's not forget the rumors swirling around a prediction Prince William allegedly made about her future. Whatever he said, it's got royal watchers buzzing. Some think he sees something in her that others don't, a spark, a hidden talent, maybe even the potential to reshape the royal family in ways no one's expecting. That's a lot to put on a kid, but hey, she doesn't seem like the type to shy away from a challenge. It's not just about her personality, though. This young royal is growing up in a time when the monarchy itself is under the microscope. People want something real, something relatable. They are tired of stiff waves and carefully rehearsed smiles. They want a royal who feels like one of them, and she just might fit the bill. She's got that mix of regal confidence and down-to-earth charm that could make her a bridge between tradition and modernity. Of course, that's assuming she can navigate the weight of expectations without losing herself in the process. Being a royal isn't exactly a walk in the park. There's pressure from all sides, the family, the public, the media. One misstep and it's front-page news. But if anyone seems equipped to handle it, it's this rising royal. She's already proving she's not afraid to stand out, whether it's by stealing the spotlight at public events or confidently wrangling her siblings behind the scenes. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room, change. The monarchy is at a crossroads, with King Charles now at the helm. There's a push for modernization, but change doesn't come easy for an institution built on centuries of tradition. That's where this spirited young leader could come in. She's got the potential to be a catalyst, someone who challenges the old ways and brings the royals into the 21st century. But it's not all smooth sailing. There's bound to be resistance, both from within the royal family and from those who cling to the old ways. Then there's the question of how far she will want to push the boundaries. Will she go all in, or will the weight of royal duty hold her back? It's a balancing act, and the stakes couldn't be higher. One thing's for sure, the world is watching. Every wave, every smile, every moment of defiance or grace, it's all being scrutinized. This young trailblazer has the eyes of millions on her, waiting to see if she'll become the royal revolutionary everyone's hoping for, or if she'll choose the safer path. Either way, her journey is shaping up to be one for the books. She's a wild card in a deck that's been shuffled the same way for generations, and the possibilities are endless. Now, let's take a deeper dive into what makes her so fascinating. Public appearances might just seem like photo ops, but they reveal so much about her personality. When she's in the spotlight, she's not just going through the motions, she's genuinely engaging, waving enthusiastically to crowds, and interacting with an ease that feels natural, not rehearsed. It's the kind of thing you can't teach, it's just who she is. Behind closed doors, the stories about her taking charge with her siblings add another layer to her growing reputation. She's reportedly the one calling the shots during family outings, making sure everything's running smoothly. It's a small detail, but it hints at a much larger picture of someone who's ready to lead. Then there's the creative side. Her love for dance has been well documented, and it's another way she seems to echo her grandmother, Diana. Dance isn't just a hobby, it's a form of expression, a way to connect with people on a deeper level. Diana used her passion for the arts to bridge gaps, to make the royal family feel a little less distant. Could this princess follow in those footsteps? It's not hard to imagine her using her talents to modernize the monarchy's image, to make it feel more in tune with the world today. But it's not all about charm and creativity. There are challenges ahead, big ones. As she grows older, the weight of royal expectations will only increase. Every choice she makes will be scrutinized, every misstep magnified. The question is, how will she handle it? Will she rise to the occasion, or will the pressure chip away at her confidence? And let's not forget the larger context. The royal family finds itself at a turning point, as public opinion begins to shift, and more people are questioning the relevance of the monarchy in today's world. It's no longer enough for the royals to simply wave from a balcony. The family now faces a need to prove that they can adapt, that they are capable of being more than just symbols of tradition. This shift may be crucial, and one royal, in particular, could play an essential role. She is young, relatable, and possesses the kind of charisma that could help redefine what it truly means to be a royal. Meanwhile, King Charles is facing a moment of personal and public reckoning that is testing him deeply. With health scares and family tensions weighing on him, his 76th birthday was anything but a peaceful celebration. Instead of a day marked by regal fanfare and quiet reflection, it took a wild twist. Forget the trumpets and tea, this birthday was filled with gasps and gossip. The day began predictably enough, with salutes booming and polite applause from the public. But behind the smiles and ceremonies, the monarch was juggling more than just royal duties. His schedule had been packed to the brim, with weeks of back-to-back events, from launching a food initiative to international visits, that had clearly taken their toll. Then, during a public appearance, the unthinkable happened: the king fainted. The crowd froze in shock. Witnesses described the moment as both brief and alarming. 1 second he was standing, and the next he was being whisked away by aides and medical staff. Speculation ran rampant. Was it exhaustion? Stress? Or something worse? Buckingham Palace moved quickly to play it down, calling it a minor incident and attributing it to the packed agenda. Yet, the whispers about the monarch's health only grew louder. The Queen Consort, notably absent due to a chest infection, wasn't there to support him, which left him to face the spotlight alone. The emotional and physical strain of navigating the day without her might have been a factor in his sudden collapse. While the palace's reassurances calmed some nerves, others were left wondering whether the sovereign was pushing himself too hard. As the dust settled around the fainting episode, a new layer of drama emerged. The Duke of Sussex made a surprise appearance, and let's just say, it didn't go unnoticed. This wasn't just a casual visit to say hello, it felt more like throwing a lit match into an already tense situation. Was the Duke there to reconcile or stir the pot? Opinions were divided. Since the Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped back from their royal roles in 2020, their every move has been scrutinized, and their bombshell interviews, along with the Duke's tell-all memoir, have made them the royal family's wild card. So, when the younger prince showed up unannounced, people couldn't help but wonder about his motives. Some saw the visit as an olive branch, a gesture of goodwill towards his father and brother. Others suspected a more calculated public relations move. After all, the Duke's media ventures, from streaming platform deals to high-profile interviews, have kept him in the public eye. By attending this event, was he trying to mend fences, or simply ensuring the cameras remained on him? The tension within the royal family has been simmering for years. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's claims of racism and mistreatment, along with their very public exit, have cast a long shadow over the monarchy. Their decision to air grievances in high-profile interviews didn't exactly help matters. The divide between the younger prince and the rest of the family, particularly the Prince of Wales, has become glaring. Once close, the brothers now seem worlds apart. But it's not just the Duke who has been a source of strain. King Charles himself has been navigating his own challenges. Reports suggest that he has been quietly battling health issues, including the possibility of a cancer diagnosis. The palace, as always, has kept things under wraps, but the rumors are hard to ignore. Balancing his health with the immense responsibilities of being the head of state is no small feat. Despite these struggles, the king continues to fulfill his duties. Public appearances, diplomatic missions, and charity work fill his days. Yet, the fighting incident has raised questions about how much longer he can keep up this pace. Some are calling for a redistribution of royal responsibilities, with the Prince and Princess of Wales taking on more prominent roles. Others worry that even this might not be enough to ease the burden. The fighting episode was not just a moment of concern for the king's health, it was a stark reminder of the relentless pressures faced by the monarchy. The royal family is expected to embody stability and tradition, even as internal tensions threaten to unravel their image. The strain is not just on the monarch, the cracks are visible throughout the family. Take the relationship between the Queen Consort and the Princess of Wales, for instance. Whispers of friction have surfaced, with their interactions sometimes appearing frosty. Even small moments, like sibling squabbles between the young prince and princess at public events, add fuel to the fire. Every glance, every gesture is dissected by a public hungry for royal drama. Then, there is the legacy of Diana. The king's marriage to the people's princess remains a subject of fascination and controversy. Diana's tragic death left a wound that has never quite healed, both for her family and for the public. Her presence looms large, influencing how people view the monarch and his consort to this day. The Queen Consort, once vilified as the other woman, has worked hard to carve out her place within the royal family. Over time, she has gained acceptance, but she will never fully escape the shadow of Diana. For the king, their relationship has been a source of stability, but it is also a reminder of the personal and public challenges he has faced. Does the monarchy's survival depend on tradition or evolution? Share your thoughts in the comments, like this post, and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions.